next 72 reading for the collective. I was debating on whether or not I wanted to do this evening, or I don't know. The energy's been weird. It's like a big burst of energy last couple of days, and now kind of more jello-y energy. In any case, I decided I would do something new too, and well, it doesn't really need much explanation. I decided I'd do an overall energy for the readings that I do, and the card that we got is Indecision. It's in the reverse, but indecision in reverse is decided, right? And so that's our overall energy. And I'm going to pull out my book because I like seeing what these cards like to say. Oh no, my little bookie got bent. I like to see what they say because I'm still learning them. Now, this is card number 8. So this is about strength and kind of the beauty and the beast sort of thing. And I love it too because the card, it's a little hard to see in this light, but it's got kind of a little Red Riding Hood figure on there. And it kind of, like the last time I saw it, it kind of reminded me of, there's a scene, hey Kentucky John, what's up with that? That I keep hopping into your feed? I don't know, maybe you're supposed to watch me more. But the card kind of reminds me of a scene in Labyrinth where there's two doors and they have figures on them that there's foreheads on them that talk, and it's like, which way, which way? Um, or which door will you choose? One of us is lying and the other one always tells the truth. But we can't tell you which one it is. Which is funny because the card on the bottom right now is Deceit in reverse. So it seems like this is likely a kind of collectively deciding to be honest, maybe even radically honest. So, indecision, which choice to make, and it says in reverse, congratulations, this card reversed indicates a newfound freedom from indecision. You have either recently made or are just about to make an important decision that is an important time, or this is an important time. So bring clarity of consciousness to your new direction. The fragmented and confused energy that you've been sending out is gone, and now you can bring new structure to your plans in your life. You may not have known what to do in the past, but your soul has been trying to guide you all along. Open up to the potential of this time and create some clear and powerful intentions regarding your new choice. Then let yourself move forward with purpose and personal power. Affirmation: I release fear and move forward with courage and trust. I have the power to direct my own destiny now and always. I just saw 3:11 on the clock. That's beautiful too. And I know from I feel a bit of a divine nugget coming in, is that if you feel like there is resistance within you or within somebody that you're thinking about not knowing what to do, the best thing you can do is focus on clarity. Like the clarity that you already have, the greater clarity that you would like, things like that. Now, I'm going to take a peek at something. Huh, yeah, balance. But let's see what else. Wow, okay, right out there. What else is coming up in the next 72? That's funny. Action in reverse. And this card actually, it almost came out, and I thought it was going to be the card that was going to be the overall energy, but it didn't. It put itself back in, so I was like, all right, I'll think about that. And it kind of feels like this energy, it's kind of chariot-like. I mean, it's got horses on it, and it kind of feels like the energy of, come a little closer. No, 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 that's too close. Back away. Wait, wait, that's too far away. Come back. Like, I don't know whether you've got somebody in your energy who's like that or you're like that, but I'm going to pull a couple more cards and then I think we'll just clarify with some Rider-Waite and maybe just leave it there. I don't know. I'm just kind of winging it right now. Thank you, Spirit, for more what's coming up in the next 72 for the collective. What do we got here? Oh, oh, interesting. Attachment in reverse. and first chakra, Archangel Michael in reverse, which is interesting. If I remember correctly, both of these cards came up in the last big DM reading for um, the new moon in Pisces, but they were in upright. Now, I'm gonna I'm gonna go with these because we've now got action in reverse, attachment in reverse, and first chakra in reverse, which is really interesting, especially considering the card that's now the underall energy is happy family. Number 4, like stability, and this is like 10 of cups energy. Our hot topic energy, third chakra, Archangel Shamuel, but in reverse. Let's see what numbers do we have. 37, which is 10. That's funny, wasn't I just saying 10 of cups? And 35, which is 8. So we have two eights, which is a 16. It's tower. And we have 5 and 17. So star and the Hierophant. And then it'd be 12 too, the Hanged Man. So there's probably some sort of challenge. It's likely surrounding a masculine who is being, I'd say it's reversed Hanged Man energy. We'll have to clarify in a little bit. It's kind of that energy of being overly self-sacrificial. And this could be you. Maybe you're trying to take actions that are unnecessary right now. Either way, it seems, I mean, with the indecision card as our overall energy for all of this, with the happy family in reverse, it seems, you know what, let's look at what's in the heart of the matter. Blossoming abundance. Isn't that really funny to have the underall energy? So, like, the shadow work is like, it's light work at this moment. It's, I mean, let's look at what that card means because it's got a rainbow in it and a happy family in there. And wow, I opened right to the page. Closeness, fun, and caring. The rainbow over this happy family portends a time of joy and celebration. Close connections are available, so don't overlook the fun and frivolity that a friend or family experience can bring. The value that you can find in a truly loving relative or friend brings a higher vibration to your life force. You may be distracted or busy, but remember to put this part of your life in the forefront of your priorities. If you're single, finding this card in your spread could indicate a potential meeting and perhaps relationship with someone who has children from a previous relationship. This ready made family might bring some challenges, but it could be your destiny in this lifetime. And this card could also signify a celebration coming up, such as an anniversary or birthday party. Enjoy. Affirmation. I open myself to a new and deeper experience of family, and I'm ready to see greater happiness there. I know that I am the loving family that I need. Which is interesting. I'm actually kind of getting. It's so funny because the song on the radio right now is Tell the Truth by Abbott Brothers, and it is 11:56, which is 11:11. And so I think that thought is correct, is that if you've had some family situations going on lately or romantic situations that have not been very fulfilling, what I'm getting the sense of is that they are actually in the process of working themselves out. But right now is not a time to take action. In fact, it's a time to release your attachment to taking action and work on the things that come up when you decide to do that trigger your root chakra issues. Now let's look at what these cards mean in reverse because I haven't read half of these. Let's see. Let's see how. I mean, I always look at my intuition. Sometimes intuition is one part of the reading, or it's exactly the same as what the card means. And I love seeing the difference because they're both relevant. And take which part resonates more for you because sometimes one will resonate more than the other. But I never look at like when a reader intuits something from a card that is not in the meaning from the author, that doesn't mean that it's not an actual part of the reading. See, 17, action, energizing effort and willingness to work. In reverse, action is the accelerant that ignites your desires, but when the card is reversed, you may find that something is missing in your determination or your follow through. Perhaps you've been engaging in more wishful thinking than any consistent effort, or perhaps you need to make some adjustments in what you're paying attention to. Create a structured plan, then make sure you take daily action. This will move you closer to your goals. Be flexible yet persistent, and ever conscious of your ability to act on your own behalf. Affirmation: I am responsible for my own life. I take action towards my goals and my own happiness every day. Which is a really good thing to look at. You know, if you feel like you're waiting, it either, if you're in indecision, then that's a good time to clarify what do you want. And usually you could tell what you want by knowing what you don't want. But it seems more to me, especially with the happy family card, that this is about those of you viewing are probably waiting on somebody else that's in indecision or has been indecision. They're coming out of that because the card is in reverse, which is really good. So you've decided, they've decided, there's a good reflection going on there, which 1111 can also signify. And I just saw 1052 on the timer, 7. It's a yes, a triumph. And so right now it's really good to look at, like, continue to look at, if you were the only one who is responsible for your life, what things do you need to feel joyful, grateful, and comfortable in your life right now? And then attachment in reverse, I'm pretty sure that's about, like, it's the energy of releasing attachments, which is really nice. It's kind of devil in reverse sort of thing. Let's see, 5. Perceived need and a choice to let go, reversed. This card reversed is a wonderful indicator that an old negative pattern, relationship, or desperate attitude is being released. As you continue to let go, you will be able to establish new ways of doing things and relating to others. The universe wants to congratulate you on your healthy new approach, but be sure to support the changes you're making in your ongoing choices. Some patterns can be deeply encoded, and you may need to continue releasing the old habits, all the while honoring the new decisions in your thoughts, actions, and interactions with others. You've broken the chains, and now you can walk away from the limiting attachments into a bright and unlimited future. Affirmation: I release attachment and choose peace. I am strong, free, and able to choose what honors me. That's really beautiful. And actually, that makes a ton of sense as to why the happy family card is there and why right in the middle we had the blossoming abundance. Like, as you continue to honor yourself for, even if you've just released a small attachment, like, say, like twin flame stuff, if you've constantly been thinking about union stuff and you've been able to spend like 4 or 5 hours a day in the garden or working on a business or talking to a friend about other stuff, like, honor yourself for that. That's how you get more towards that. And the less attention you put into the lack of not having 3D union, the more it comes in. And it works the same way with everything else. If you're trying to work on a business and you feel like you've been a little stalled on that, congratulate yourself for the times that you're not thinking about your dissatisfaction in that you're releasing your attachment to the negative aspects of those things. I'm also really feeling like I feel a strong intuition that for any of you that have been in a third party situation, like, if you've been like, say you have a partner and you had a third party in there, you're releasing both attachments so that you can have a healthy start on to just you, like choosing you. And if you've been if you've been choosing yourself, but you have somebody on your mind who has not been available because they've been in a third party situation, they are likely to have either already released themselves from that attachment, likely with the energy of the new moon in Pisces, or over the next 3 days they're going to do that. It doesn't I'm not seeing anything that suggests that you're necessarily going to get communication of that. Just know that it's true. And we'll get some clarity on that in a minute, but we'll see. Now, 35 in reverse. I know we read this one in upright. Definitely root chakra stuff. And I know that there's been definite patterns of root chakra, sacral chakras. In fact, it's like all the chakras: root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus, and definitely throat chakra with some heart chakra stuff thrown in there. There's been patterns of stuff. I think we're all just kind of realigning. Let's see. First chakra, Archangel Michael, stability and security. When this card shows up in reverse position, you may be facing some significant challenges and even some very difficult emotions. The energy in your first chakra may be blocked, revealing potential fears about your safety, feelings of insecurity, or even depression. The blocked energy could also signal financial worry or desperation. Issues of instability can shake you to your very core, so it's going to be important to get the energy moving freely through this chakra once again. Call upon Michael for assistance and visualize his light and power filling this area and bringing you a greater sense of your own true strength and eternal stability. Meditate on the affirmation below and feel your sense of safety and balance return. Affirmation. My first chakra is open to its perfect healthy state. I am strong, stable, safe, and secure. The Archangel Michael guides and supports me always. And that's a really good thing to look at. It's actually been a theme for me on that is like when contractions of anxiety come up because you're evolving or situations are changing or they're not going how you would like them to go. Seek self-soothing. In fact, that's a really good thing to look into. I know there's lots of authors and YouTubers that talk about it. I think I might start doing maybe that's my future for the next 72 hours is talking about healthy self-soothing habits, especially for those of you who are learning to release anxious attachment, which is a great attachment trauma to get into learning about. Now, I think I'm going to do some Rider-Waite, and we'll get a little. Let's see, do I want to. I think the cards that we have there are pretty clarified already. I mean, definitely some decisions made. I'm kind of feeling like because the happy family there and the gateway to abundance is there, that it's likely that I mean, it's very likely that you're going to get communication from spirit, that you're getting what you want in terms of any sort of family or romantic or like Ten of Cups sort of situations. Um, I don't know, we'll see what the Rider-Waite cards say, but it if you're not getting the communication that you would like from any particular person, I would suggest that if you're like finding money or feathers or things like that, that you are likely getting that communication from them. There's just whatever reason that they've got their own root chakra stuff to work on, and I'm definitely seeing. It's funny. So the two cards here are more two of them are more feminine, and then one of them is big masculine energy, and the other one with the horses, I'd say, is masculine and feminine in there. And horses also tend to signify family stuff as well. Yeah, somebody or several people, maybe you or people that you know around you, are releasing themselves from attachment, and it really absolutely makes sense because we're in Pisces season, and that is the last sign in the zodiac. So we're technically coming to a new year in terms of the astrology because it goes seasonally, and so by March 20th, we're going to see some really big energy changes, and because of the significance that the last new moon was actually on the cusp of Pisces and Aries. We already saw a kickoff to that energy, and it could be very likely that if you're feeling kind of secluded, that there is a lot of that going on. So just keep your mind focused on the outcomes that you want and go beyond them. Like go beyond that. The outcomes you already the outcomes you want have already happened. So what are you going to do when you already have the outcomes you want? When you get the call, when you get the apology, when you get the job, when you get the house, when you get the apartment, whatever thing that you want, what is next after that? Start focusing on manifesting the next thing. All right, let's see. Thank you, Spirit, for some more insights. Interesting. Seven of Cups reversed. That kind of fit. It's funny. That kind of fits with the indecision card in reverse. It's clarity to a foggy situation, and also decided. It's kind of like, well, I'm gonna go off of this intuitively. It's deciding which option that you want. And it's also about manifesting too. Oh, interesting, because I was saying the Happy Family card is like the Ten of Cups. Now we have the Ten of Cups, but it's in reverse right now. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. I'm really feeling right now this card sometimes it can be interpreted as the Dom sub card. And I mean, with the Seven of Cups reversed and the Ten of Cups reversed with that Six of Pentacles, I'm kind of getting, I mean, with these other cards, it seems like somebody is, or many people, are releasing family situations where either spell work was being cast on them or gaslighting or things like that, and they're realizing that the family situation. Stop, you're funny. The family situation was not the like let's say that it's kind of they chose the grass the whole grass was greener thing, but they didn't realize the lesson in the grass was greener, that it's greener where you water it. And I what in fact it's funny, the Six of Pentacles, I'm kind of getting the image of like like a guy trying to water a lawn that has died in the sun, but it's just not working, like whatever's like spitting out of the hose. You didn't have to delete that stuff. It's fine. Um, you're welcome to joke and play with other people in the group Unstoppable. Anyways, it's kind of like somebody who keeps almost like no, the image is somebody trying to water a lawn, but then there's like several people who are like catching the water with buckets and like taking it elsewhere and like watering their own little spot and not letting that person even play on their little plot of, green lush lawn, and being like, how come your lawn is all dead? Like, what's up with that? Weren't you just watering it? And but now that person is recognizing that people are siphoning the water off. Like, he's doing the work, he's watering the lawn, but the reason that the lawn is not growing is because they're taking the water before it hits the lawn and then making it look like he didn't do it. And interestingly, yeah, look at that justice right on the bottom and upright. So, I mean, if you've been waiting on, in fact, with that indecision card, if you've been waiting on a decision to be made from somebody that's either in a karmic situation or that you have any sort of like legal entanglements with, might be Libra or Gemini, or just be in a they've been in an imbalanced situation where they've been choosing like all their options or saying I don't know what to do. It's very likely that they're going to let's see. I don't know if they're going to communicate it. Let's see. Yeah, Hanged Man is on is the hot topic, and then Five of Pentacles in reverse. I don't know if, I mean, you're going to know the person that you're thinking of. I don't know if they're going to communicate this in the next 72 hours, but they are thinking about it. They're definitely thinking about it. It's on top of their mind, and they're thinking about, like, if I'm going to sacrifice myself, if no matter what, I'm going to end up sacrificing myself. No matter what, I have to have balance. No matter what, I have to have balance. I would rather put it into a family situation that's fulfilling. Let's see what's underneath this Justice card. We've got the Eight of Swords reversed. Okay, somebody's freeing themselves. What was I saying? Like freedom from attachment, right? Six of Wands reversed. Two of Wands. Page of Wands. So, again, so likely some good news, some communication. What was it? Wait a minute. What was that? I only barely caught that. Indecision is a decision in itself, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, it is. I've had a lot of talks about that with my DM, but he's still learning that lesson. Um, or at least as far as I know, we're still learning that lesson. Maybe this is partly for me, and he's already learned that, and he's going to show that soon. I don't know. Either way, somebody who feels like I got the whole world in my hands. I got the whole wide world in my hands. And somebody's been dealing with, like, they've been arrogant and egotistical and corrupt, and probably in like victim narcissism sort of energy. Let's see. Yeah, it's the Five of Wands reversed. It's been very dramatic. It's been thinking, wanting, wishing, dreaming, don't do anything without action behind them. Yeah, well, yeah. You know what though? It's funny. So having the action card in reverse and the attachment card in reverse, that's something like what you're talking about is something that I had to also go through and learn myself, because you're right. But at the same time, everybody's got their own process. I actually learned. Well, that was weird. It said you can't connect, and then brought it back, and 12, 13, so it's 7. Weird. Anyways, like, we all have our own ways that we learn and process, and we all have our own times and paces. And I used to say, well, I still say, I don't know is not a place to end, it's a place to start. If you don't know, then look for what you do know and go there. There's a lot of big arguments that my DM and I had for a long time, and it's ironic because he's back in that stage where he knows all sorts of stuff that he doesn't want, but isn't hasn't quite gone to the connection of, well, what do you want? And that's fine. Like, that's the repeat lesson that he's going to go through until he gets it, right? And so, I mean, maybe that's relevant for some of y'all. It's good to step back and recognize that, you can be right and you can be sometimes you can be right or you can be happy. Other times you can be right and be happy. It really just depends. But we really, when we get stuck in a state to where we're looking at what somebody else does and we're like, you're stuck in I don't know land, and that makes me mad, then we are actually keeping them in that place, and we're keeping ourselves from being able to be accepting of the situation as it is. And also, I mean, if you're thinking about a love interest, you have to look at them as they are and say, can I accept them as they are? If not, then love them or not, you have to get comfortable with being with yourself, and either you can choose to have faith that they will catch up and they'll do the things that they need to do, that they really are that person and they're just going through some karmic, where is it, cycles to learn those lessons, or that you can decide that they aren't the one and you can go to the next thing. I mean, you really have the choice. If you want to be right about everything, then be right, though it's going to take a lot longer to manifest either that specific person or a person who's comfortable with that sort of dynamic. And I know from experience, it's funny because I've never really been the kind of person that has to be right. It's more of an unfortunate coincidence, and yet a fortunate coincidence that I am often right. And so that can come across as people feeling like I need to be right. And that's, somebody said earlier, like, oh, you don't know the burdens that have to be borne from being right all the time. And I mean, I've even said to my DM many times in the past, like, it'd be nice if I was wrong sometimes, right? Like, it would be nice to be wrong sometimes. And it's not that I'm never wrong, it's just more often I'm right. And so I have to be careful about that, because having that as sort of a superpower, if I focus on things that I don't like, I'm going to be right about those things. All right. Um, it was an interesting thing to say. Anyways, like, I if I choose to be right about things that make me unhappy, I'm gonna be right about them, but they're not gonna make me happy. Well, right, see? And like, so when it comes to thinking, so I'd spend more of my time looking to be right about good things. Simple as that. All right, so we did have that world. So we got Five of Wands reversed, World reversed, and the Queen of Wands reversed. Ooh, the Empress reversed, the Chariot reversed, the Two of Pentacles reversed, and the Ten of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, I'm kind of seeing some stuff play out here that so if you have somebody that you've been thinking about, or if this is you, it's somebody who was juggling. They were kind of trying to keep all their options, all their backup plans. They didn't want to have to give anything up. And Spirit stepped in and said, nope, you don't get that many options. You got to pick something, and and it's likely that they were in a situation that they felt trapped in, but really they were only trapped in it in their minds, or you were only trapped in it because of your mind. And once you recognize that, you slowly started to do the work to release that ego stuff. I mean, it's small, Two of Wands. It's small, Ace of Wands, but it's good. It's definitely good. It's a little bit more than baby steps, but not quite adult steps. And it's likely that you've started to notice that there's a cycle that you've been wanting to end, and likely, whether it's you or somebody, it doesn't have to be feminine, but it's likely a feminine who misuses their sexuality. They may use dark magic, they may use their words to manipulate people. They could have fire sign energies going on. um, And it's likely that either they were a false flame for you or the person you're thinking about, or that they were dealing with healing mother issues, and it like they are dealing with it. They're not. It's a mother serpent. They're not a very good mother. They're not very nurturing. They do manifest, but it tends to be chaos and it tends to be noise, and they're. I mean, they'll smother you with their insecurities before they'll smother you with their insecurities, just trying to make sure that you don't get away or the person you're thinking about doesn't get away. But the thing is that, I mean, there's soul contracts that are coming to an end, and it's definitely a time of singlehood. And yeah, so we got Queen of Cups in reverse too, so another like negative mother issue. And like if you are feminine or a parent and you've been upset about a family situation, um that is maybe, maybe you stopped talking to somebody, or they stopped talking to you because of that. Wow, we got a lot of like reversals here. Like those burdens are releasing, both in terms of the mental prison that you've been in with them, and in terms of like what they've been doing with it. So like if you've actually been quite good about your communications, you've had healthy boundaries, you know that you're there and you're comfortable with that, they're going to come to a place where they recognize that you've been doing that too. It's just that they're dealing with insecurities. So somebody's not talking to you, or they're not participating in a 10 of cups sort of dynamic, or they've seemed like they've been an indecision. I'd really recommend that especially over the next 72 hours, you really focus on recognizing that anything that they're doing that is prickly towards you is all about them. It's all about their insecurities. It really has very little to do with what you're actually doing. And you could be doing everything right and everything perfect, and they would still go through that stuff because that's their cycle. And so, I mean, if it's about, because of the indecision card there, if you feel like you're not the chosen one, or or any of that stuff, recognize that you are. You already are. If you want to be chosen, then you are chosen, and they also want to choose you and want to be chosen by you. And I saw 3211 on the clock, 7. Yes, triumph. But they cannot do so until they release these attachments, they get out of the procrastination energy, and they deal with their root chakra stuff. But I think the good news is they've made the decision. That's the indecision in reverse. That's the overall energy. They've made the decision, which also means likely that you've made the decision. And, and 1221, and the decision is to choose yourself. And choose yourself in a way, I think a lot of people confuse what that means, and like choose yourself. Is it's not always like, it's kind of facing codependence in a big way. Like, you speak your truth no matter what. Like you find a kind way to do it, but you speak your truth. If somebody asks you to do something and you're genuinely feeling exhausted, and like that they could use a little bit of help too, but they're comfortable in the energy they're in, then say, "I'm sorry, I'm tired. I need to take a nap. I'm going to come back and address this in a little while." Or if you've had a sibling or a partner or somebody that's constantly asking you for things, and you can say, "You know what? No. And I love you." Or no, and I'm done. And 12:22 on the clock, right? 7 again. There's been so many sevens lately. A lot of momentum building up. Anyways, I'm really loving you two having conversation in the in the chat there. But I am going to end this here. I might start doing each individual sign. So if I see you in those videos, I adore those moments. And for everybody who comes to watch later at any point in time, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.